When it comes to personal development, one thing you must be able to do first before you embark on that journey is to do a self awareness test. Understand, do a SWOT analysis on yourself. Understand yourself, understand your strengths, your weaknesses, understand your opportunities and your threats. Yes, we all have them. This will help you understand the areas of your life where you need to improve upon and the areas of your life where you need to tone down. It will also help you see opportunities that you may not be looking at or seeing in terms of advancing yourself, advancing your career, advancing your business, branding yourself. And also help you understand things that are a threat to you. For example, say you talk too much and you do not know that. By the time you do a self-awareness test, you're able to understand that talking too much actually puts me into trouble. And that is a threat to your growth, and that's a threat to your advancement. So it helps you understand how to mitigate that. All right, so do a SWOT analysis on yourself, get to understand yourself, and then you can now embark on the journey using the 5 key tools for personal development. What is the 5 key tools for personal development? It is basically the 5 areas of your life where you need to improve or develop on a constant basis, whether on a monthly basis, a quarterly basis, or a yearly basis. These 5 areas of your life must constantly be developed. And the first of them is your mental growth or mental development. What is mental development? Mental development is the way you think, your cognitive ability, and the way you learn. And there's something called the mind muscle. The mind itself has muscles that can be exercised like you will exercise your physical muscles in the gym. And these mind muscles are exercised by reading, by engaging materials that can help you learn. And that's why it's important to always constantly be on the quest to learn new things. Be on the quest to improve your knowledge, to add to what you know. That will expand your perspective. There are 2 types of mindsets, the fixed mindset and the growth mindset. The fixed mindset doesn't want to learn any new thing. The fixed mindset want to do things the way they know to do or how they've always done it. While the growth mindset is the mindset that is open to learning, open to expanding, exploring new territories and areas. And once you develop a growth mindset and you start to be inquisitive, you start to look to learn new things, you've improved yourself mentally. There are people that you will relate with and sit down in a room to have a conversation, and there's nothing that you can do with them. There's nothing coming out because they don't have the mental capacity to engage you in conversation. And that's because they are not looking to develop themselves mentally. It's not just about understanding current affairs or what's trending or all of that. It's about having a bit of knowledge about almost everything. You will not know everything, but just, stretch yourself. That's a growth mindset, right? And that's important to personal development. The second aspect of personal development that I find very key is social development. And what is social development? It's your relationships with people. It's your relationships with people around you, in your immediate family, in your workplace, in church, in school, in society. And you find out that there are some people that people naturally gravitate to, and there are some that people don't. I know some people hide behind terms of I am an introvert, I'm an extrovert, I'm melancholic, I'm sanguine, and all of that. But that only shows your laziness and your inability to develop yourself. Because even if you find yourself as an introvert, doesn't mean that it works for all things. It means that there are areas of your life which it works for, and there are areas you need to improve. And in relating with people, you need to be able to exercise relationship intelligence. And relationship intelligence can only come when you now learn how to express yourself, communicate. And communication is a very vital aspect of social networking. And what is communication? Listening to understand and speaking to be understood. And the more you relate with people, then the more you get to understand them, and the more you get to respond to them, so that you're not like the type of person that just talks and doesn't listen. In fact, I found out that it is in listening more that you get to understand people, understand why they think, how they think, why they respond or react the way they respond, and it helps you balance your perspective in terms of relating with them. And social intelligence, social or relational intelligence is very, very key. The materials you can read on that can help you improve on that. It increases your network. There are people you will not be able to stand with simply because you're uncouth, you are rude, you don't know how to present yourself, and you're just all around scattered. There are people that doors will open to you just because of the way you speak. I'm not saying that English is the master of communication. I'm saying just knowing how to communicate and express yourself and relate with people can open doors for you that no amount of degrees and scholarship and masters can handle for you. So develop yourself socially, develop your social capacity, right? So the third aspect of personal development is spiritual development or spiritual growth. We all not here on this planet by accident. Someone put us here, and that someone is God. I know there are many theories and philosophies as to religion and how we got here and who the higher being is and all of that. But whatever and wherever you are, we must understand that our source is God. And spiritual growth and spiritual maturity is about our connection with this higher source. And some people say it's about being centered or about finding inner peace. But there is no centering or finding inner peace without the source. You know, that's like this computer wanting to stay on its own without being connected to a power source. No, you must be connected. And it is in that connection that you find out more about yourself, find out more about your purpose, find out more about why you are here and what you're meant to do. And it is in that growth process that you are able to apply yourself in all spheres of society. The fourth aspect of personal development is emotional development or emotional growth. There's such a thing called emotional intelligence, and that's your ability to manage your feelings and apply them appropriately. And one of the pathways to emotional intelligence is understanding the kind of emotions that you have. If you don't understand your emotional states, what triggers you, what calms you down, how you react to things, you would make a disaster of things everywhere you are in whatever environment. And so it's important to take up learning emotional intelligence. It's important because putting your feelings on that check is key. There are people that anger have taken to jail because of murder. There are people that vulnerability has landed in trouble because they didn't know how to hold their emotions in place. So emotional intelligence and emotional development is a very, very fundamental part of personal development. The last but not the least in personal development journey is physical growth or physical development. There's nothing as important as developing yourself physically and presenting yourself in a particular way. You and I know that your confidence rises when you feel good, when you look good, when you smell good. You know, that's why you spend a lot more time in the mirror when you like the way your hair looks or you like the way your body after a time out in the gym looks. Because physical development adds to our confidence, and your confidence is what makes you high valued. It can take you with confidence. You can walk into offices and through doors that you thought you would never walk through because you are very confident. And so it's important to exercise, to take part in the sports, to go for walks, to have a skincare routine, have a pampering routine. A lot of people don't think it's important to pamper themselves. It's very important to take care of yourself and to relax yourself and to build yourself so that you are more confident in your appearance. Also, the way you dress, you will be addressed the way you dress, whether you like it or not. It doesn't matter what's in your head. You might say, oh, this is how I feel, but you will be addressed the way you are dressed. And that's just basically how life is. I was telling my daughter the other day about a scripture in the Bible where Samuel was about to anoint David, but he saw the firstborn and second and said, oh, man, these guys look good. They are well cut. They have the physique of a warrior. They look like a king. And God said, nope, they're not the ones. And God said something very instructive, which we all must learn. He says, men look at the outside, but God looks at the heart. And so as long as you're on this planet, men will always look at how you appear. They will always judge you by your looks. So whether you have good intentions or bad intentions, men will always judge you by your looks. So take the time to appear, to look, and to smell good. This will improve your confidence. You see, when you work on these 5 areas of personal development, you've noticed that you will start to stand out from from the crowd, and people will start to take you seriously. All right, these are some of the things that I've been putting into personal practice over in my life over the last 30 years plus. So I do not take this for granted, and I hope that these instructions will yield. Follow them carefully, and it will yield the right results for you. All right. I hope this information helped. If it did, like, subscribe, and share where possible our link for YouTube video or YouTube TV. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you next time. Whatever you do, stay productive.